We didn't turn the sprinklers on, so it's dry. So feel comfortable to sit and enjoy as we begin our Shabbat Under the Stars Nigun, our Nigun.
One, two.
Just kidding. Thank you for that laugh. Shabbat Under the Stars, let's hear it.
Hooray.
With only one working mic, it's perfect. Why not? You know what? We're just starting here. It's a good thing that David Childs is not interviewing, because what a terrible place to have to be to interview. For those of you who don't know David Childs, our new student cantor for the coming year, 5773. I was having an email exchange today with Rabbi Bradley Artson, who is the dean of the rabbinical school, the Ziegler School. He also has been leading services at Sinai Temple for many, many years on the high holidays. And he said to me, the nerve of you, Rabbi Kamras, to take from Sinai Temple this incredible mensch and unbelievable cantor, David Childs. And I said, well, that's the way of the world, Rabbi Artson. You can come to Shomrei Torah if you want to hear him. So we are very excited that in this next year we're going to have his wonderful musical talents and skills and passion for leading us in services. And he's joined by our incredible Shabbat Under the Stars band and musicians, who everybody else you'll know, but you'll learn more a little bit later. If you have a siddur, you can open up to page 9. If you don't have a siddur, in the back on the chair, there are siddurim, and you can come and pick one up. We are going to start with La Chuna Ranana on page 9.
Shiru Adonai, Shir Chadash, Shiru Adonai, Kol Haaretz, Shiru Adonai, Baruchu Shemo, Maseru
So the first melody of Lechuna Ranana is now become a traditional Shomrei Torah melody written by Cantor Raffi. And that Shir L'Adonai that we just sung so beautifully, written by Danny Reichman.
Okay, so we are going to, we encourage you to continue davening silently the Psalms, and we're going to turn to our next Psalm, Psalm 98, Zamru Yah, which you can find on page 18. And we're going to pick on page 19. And this psalm actually says, sing to God the music of the lyre and voice is singing together. And it's kind of ironic because we have about 1.5 working mics. And so this requires everybody's voices to join us. We also have 2 very special voices. We have 2 very special voices. Drop your kippah. Adam and Joseph Macaulay, who are going to lead the chant of Zamru Yah. They will lead us in the chant of Zamru Yah. So listen carefully and sing along with them in Zamru Yah. Again, we're going to pick up in just a moment 3 lines from the top of page 19, Zamru Yah.
Zamru Yah, Zamru Yah, Zamru Yah, Zamru Yah, Zamru Yah, Zamru Yah, Zamru
beautiful. Thank you to Adam and Joseph. That was absolutely beautiful. And they learned that very quickly. Very talented here. Okay, so again, because of the microphones, we're going to ask those of you who are able to move a little bit closer so you can hear all of these beautiful voices, to come on a little bit closer to us if you're comfortable. We're going to continue in our service now with Mizmor LeDavid. So turning to page 21, Rise for Sephardic, Mizmor LeDavid.
מזמור לדוד, עבור אדוני בני אלי, עבור אדוני כבוד מאוד, עבור אדוני כבוד שמו ישתחוו, אדוני בחברת קודש, מול אדוני המים, אל הכבוד גירים, אדוני על מים רבים, אדוני בכוח, אדוני בעדה, אדוני שובר ארזים, משבר אדוני את רענה, אוי יחידם כמו עיקר, לבנון יוזם כמו
אדוני יחיד מדבר, יחיד אדוני מדבר קדש. אדוני יכול אלי עלום, ויחסות יעב. ובחלוק כולו בכבוד, אדוני למלכות ישב. אדוני מלך לעולם.
You may be seated. You know what I think? I think the mics are not working properly because we're supposed to have more of these services with Cantor Raffi in the future. That's what I'm thinking. Exactly. I'm thinking that until we get it fixed, there's nowhere you can't leave. So way to go, Steve and Seth, for messing up the system. Very good. Very good. Actually, Seth and Steve spent hours trying to fix the system, and we can't quite figure out what happened. And maybe it's simply because this is the first time we've been in this space, and the microphones don't understand how to work in this space. So hopefully over time, we'll figure it out. How do you like this space, by the way, instead of upstairs in the yard? Yeah? The challenge up in the yard is that now we have the littlest ones. We want to respect that space, and to come in early, it's just not right. So that's why we're here, and we will figure out the sound system and invite Cantor Raffi back for another Shabbat Under the Stars here. How does that sound? Okay. In the meantime, Lechado D is found on page 26. 26.
Okay, so we have three members of our wonderful adult choir, Hazan Smith, Ofer, and Roma, who are going to lead this, and you're going to pass the mic. So I'd like to ask the three of you
I
to
think
please.
one's working.
Is it?
Ooh.
Okay. All right. If I
Okay,
can-
this one is too.
Don't jinx it, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Easy.
Oh, D.
בני שבת, קבלה לך דודי.
Shabbat Kabbalah Echadodi Kabbalah Night Kabbalat Kabbalah Echadodi Kabbalah
התעוררי, התעוררי, באורך ומיורי, אורי, אורי, שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לכדודי, לכלכלה, לכי שבת,
ימין ושמאל תפרוצי ויחד פריצי אחד
Shabbat bride to our midst.
בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה גם בשמחה ובצהולה תוך אמוני עם סגולה בואי 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 חלה בואי חלה לך דודי לבנת כלה בני שבת נקבלה לך דודי לבנת כלה בני שבת נקבלה.
You may be seated. For those of you who are at Songstruck last, whenever it was, you will probably recognize the face of David Childs, if not the voice of David Childs, because he was one of the incredible talent that Cantor Raffi brought for that Songstruck. So once again, David Childs to lead us in Mizmor LeDavid on page 30.
צדיקת אמר יפרח כארז בלבנון יזכה שתולים בבית אדוני בחצרות אלוהינו יפריחו עוד ינובון בשיבה דשנים ורעננים יהיו להגיד כי ישר אדוני צורי ולא עוולת
Shkoach, shkoach. David is Shomer Shabbat, so he's going to run back to the city before candle lighting. Otherwise, it would be a very long few days here because Shabbat goes right into Shavuot. So we are going to thank David for being here this evening and look forward to having him back here at some point during the summer and for all of next year. We can turn to page 32 as we daven Psalm 93 before Mourner's Kaddish.
מקולות מים רבים אדירים משפריהם מקולות מים רבים אדירים משפריהם אדיר במרום אדוני אדיר במרום אדוני אדיר במרום אדוני אדיר במרום אדוני
עולות מים רבים אדירים משפריה עולות מים רבים אדירים משפריה אדיר במרום אדוני אדיר במרום אדוני אדיר במרום אדוני
Mourners and those observing Yortzeit, page 33. Yitgadal v'yitkadash merabah. Ve'alma divrach yute v'amlich malchute. B'chayechon v'yomechon v'chaye decho beit Yisrael. Ba'agalau v'zman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehei shmei rabah mevorach le'olam omei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudisha b'richu. Le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechamata damiran ve'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav huya aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Lucas has got a lot to say. A lot to say. There's a little bit of reverb. Could be me. Oh, that's better. Okay, so you may be seated. We're going to pause in our service now to share some words of gratitude, of blessing, of prayer on behalf of our beloved cantor Jackie Raffi. So I want to start by sharing with you a lesson from Shomrei Zalman, the Alter Rebbe, who, while most known for the fact that he founded Chabad, he was also a mystic, a composer, and a spiritual guide. He, like so many of the founders of Hasidism, were frustrated that so much of Jewish ritual, particularly prayer, was done in rote recitation. Reading the words of the Siddur over and over again without kavanah, meaning important. And prayers for the mystics were all about awakening those parts of our innermost being that too often lie dormant. So, how did they say we might awaken those dormancies? For Shomrei Zalman, he said, if words are the pen of the heart, then melody is the pen of the soul. He didn't invent what now is so obvious to so many of us. 1,000 years before, our sages of the Talmud stated unequivocally, Makom rina sham tehei tefillah. Where there is song, there is prayer. In every generation, there must be those masters of song who help us connect the melodies of our own hearts to the heartbeat of the universe. Kalonymus Kalman Shapira, who was the Rebbe of the Warsaw Ghetto, who struggled to save the souls of those Jews forced into the most horrendous of circumstances, would use music as a means of escape. He suggested the following as an exercise to help us relocate or reconnect to our souls within. He would say, take a musical phrase and turn your face to the wall, or simply close your eyes and remind yourself that you stand in the presence of God. With your heart breaking open, you are here to pour out your soul to God with music and melody emerging from the depths of your heart. Inevitably, you will begin to feel the emergence of your spirit in great joy and delight. At first, it was you singing to your soul to wake her up, but slowly you will feel your soul singing her own song. Each song is always a riddle. Its voices, what are they? It rises and falls. Your heart, guts, and interior go out with your spirit's song, and the way of songs is upward, and its ascent and descent. All of its revolutions are carved. Each moment of the musician is etched, and the melody is engraved in the timbre of the voice. The melody bears your spirit in its guts, pouring it out before God. Cantor Raffi, she may not have studied the great Hasidic sages' words, but she inherited their understanding of the power of music. She understands intuitively what they meant when they said, there are gates in heaven that cannot be opened except through melody and song. When she sings, when she davens, when she acts as our shlichat tzibor, the gates of heaven are opened, as well as the gates of our own hearts. For 5 years, Jackie has been our soul-seeking musical guide to spiritual uplift. With her always gentle nature and her ever-present smile even amidst the chaos of tonight. And as Joy de Vivre, we've been enchanted these 5 years. Blessed, might I say, to have been guided by her guileless manner, her humble stance, and her mellifluous melodies. We have climbed the ladder of spiritual ascent in the manner of our Hasidic legends. I want to let you in on a little secret that Jackie shared with me 5 years ago. I was writing a letter of recommendation for her as she was applying to become a prestigious Wexner Fellow, which of course she did. The first cantorial student at AJR to be accepted into their program. And in my letter, I wrote the following about Cantor Raffi. When teaching my Musar classes, I invite my students to create a Ner Tamid statement, a phrase that captures their best self, their truest essence, the creative light within us through which we transform our every thought, word, and deed into an expression of the Yetzer HaTov. I was not surprised when Jackie shared with me that her fiance's nickname for her is Ner Tamid. While it is hard to explain in words, you will experience it when you meet her. Jackie has an aura around her, a gravitational pull that is infectious, that compels you to want to be in her presence. She truly manifests God's goodness in this world and embraces it with humility. We have all come to feel that sense of godliness in Cantor Raffi, in your spirit and in your song. When she acts as one of God's shlichei tzibor, how can we not be but elevated la'ela ula'ela? Jackie, you have been a blessing to our community these past 5 years, and we hope and pray as you move forward in your career that you continue to be an inspiration to all and will always find a way to stay connected to the community that helped guide and shape you as a cantor.
Cantor Raffi, we have been through so much these 5 short years together as our congregation has watched you blossom and grow, as you have been the light unto all of us in all that you've taken on, in your concerts, your nigun, all that you have brought to us and shared with us these last 5 years. We will truly miss you, but we know that this is not farewell. This is just a step along your journey, and we have been so honored to be a part of it. I want to share personally, watching you, collaborating with you, seeing your attention to detail. I don't know if that was law school that did that, but working with her on Songstruck, there wasn't a dot that wasn't put into every sentence with Cantor Jackie watching. It has truly been my honor to be a part of this journey with you. I want to share with all of you words that I shared at your installation not so long ago. They're words worth repeating. You have brought so much ruach and joy to our services, programs, and classes. From your international melodies, your nigunim, your zamru services, and your unique way of teaching and engaging us to bring song into our hearts has lifted our spirits and souls as you help us to usher in Shabbat. Music is an art form that we cannot see, touch, or hold, but we can definitely hear and feel it, especially when you lead us with your bright smile, your nod, your twinkle in your eye, as you lead us in prayer. We have been fortunate to have you share your own beautifully written melodies and words and brought us to our feet during not one, but 2 amazing Songstruck concerts. In the Hebrew numerological system of Gematria, the numerical value of the words for prayer, tefillah, and song, shira, are the same. You help us to combine music and prayer and allow us to be uplifted in prayer through song. You have many gifts and talents, and we have been so fortunate to have you on our bima these past 5 years as our cantorial soloist and now our cantor. You bring light and meaning to each of us through your caring, your kindness, whether singing with toddlers like this evening or teaching our youth. You make everyone feel as though you are reaching out to each one of us personally. You have influenced, touched, mentored, and taught so many of us in your short time here, and we are also very proud of you. We wish you all the best as you continue on your Jewish journey. Lehitraot, our friend.
They were the serious ones. Now it's my turn. They've given Jackie Cantor Raffi all of the kudos. Who knows what Jackie's favorite food is? Who said that? Chocolate. Okay, so we are going to have a special kiddush afterwards that features chocolate. Chocolate brownies, chocolate chip cookies, and all other goodies that are chocolate. However, before that, we have for all of you that are here a special Cantor Jacqueline Raffi chocolate bar with her picture. And on the back it says, "We wish Cantor Raffi lehitraot. We will miss you. Ba'ahava from your STS family." But those of you who know Hebrew know that the word lehitraot does not mean goodbye. It means until we meet again. So we have two people that are passing out one chocolate bar to each family, and they will be the commemorative ones. But we have a special gift for Cantor Raffi, because this little candy bar, that just wouldn't do it for Jackie. We want her to remember us. So we have for her a 5-pound Hershey bar so that she will remember us for a long time.
I might finish this on the way home. Just kidding. Thank you so much. This is incredibly special, and you really do know me very, very well. Okay. I have some words to share too. That was incredibly, incredibly touching. Okay. Okay, so what do you do when you can't find the words to express how you feel? Has anybody been in that situation where you just can't find the words? Okay, I think it happens fairly frequently, right? That's how I felt this whole week. I was thinking of what I could possibly say to say goodbye or lehitraot, and I really, really struggled. But speaking of Hasidic masters, Rabbi Kamras, there's a Hasidic master, Rabbi Nachman of Bretzlav, who has a solution for this when it comes to prayer. When it comes to prayer, it's called hitbodedut. You seclude yourself, preferably in nature, preferably once a day, and just pour out your heart and just let the words flow. And hopefully doing that spontaneously, the words will come. But then what happens if you lose your voice and you don't have a voice to speak words? So that was a position that I found myself in this past week. Ironically, I had lost my voice. I'm still kind of healing. And I was quite disappointed thinking, tonight I'm not going to have a voice to sing. But then something happened that happens very frequently, which is I spoke to Rabbi Kamras, and Rabbi Kamras gave me a little bit of wisdom, a little bit of insight. I said, Rabbi Kamras, what is the meaning of losing my voice now? And he said, maybe you are not just your voice. And Rabbi Kamras has dropped these little nuggets of wisdom throughout my last 5 years here many times, and they've had a profound impact on my life. So I want to share with you what that nugget of wisdom did for me. So in Pirkei Avot, we learned that Shimon ben Gamliel said, "All my days I have been raised among the sages, and I have found nothing better for the body than silence." So this past week brought a lot more clarity to me. The practice of silence has led to deep listening, reflecting, and inner growth, especially as I was reflecting upon these past 5 years with all of you at Shomrei Torah. And I'd love to share some of these reflections with you. And this first reflection is, again, thanks to Rabbi Cameron. So I used to think that my vocation as a cantor had to be centered around my voice, around singing. But I've come to the realization the reason I felt called all these years to being a cantor comes from something a lot deeper. And this is something that I've learned from all of you. It is the profound connections among all of us in a Kehila Kedosha, a holy community like this community of Shomrei Torah Synagogue. These connections between us are the music that makes my soul sing. These connections and you are why I'm here. You are my music. The silence also taught me that not only do each of us have a very important voice to share, but it's the collection of all of our voices together, the synergy, the interdependence of what we bring to the whole that creates the most beautiful music. It's not about one voice. It's about all of our voices together that create a whole. So for example, look at this amazing group of musicians, vocalists, percussionists, guitarists, electric guitarists, bassists. They were prepared to and perfectly capable of leading services beautifully tonight if I had completely lost my voice and if we had all the working mics that we had. And all of the members of our youth, teen, and adult choirs have lent their voices to creating the music of Shomrei Torah. Our music is also comprised of so many beautiful voices, including the voices of our incredible Chazan Joel Smith, the davening of Rabbi David Helfand, and the singing and drumming of our own Rabbi Camrus. It's also created by all of you who help plan our musical and cultural programs, all the people on the committees of Songstrucks and Zamru, and all of our many congregants who chant Torah or daven. But importantly, each and every one of you, each member of this community, is a vital part of the musical soul here. As each of you sing along to our prayers and songs, clapping as you were tonight, stamping your feet, humming the melodies to yourselves in your own hearts as you were tonight. Mics or no mics, you make the music of Shomrei Torah, all of you, all of us. Perhaps now more than ever I understand the final line of my favorite psalm, Psalm 150, Kol haneshama tehalel, let every voice, every breath give thanks to God. Every voice in this community comes together to create its songs and its sounds and its music. And every voice in this community has profoundly affected my life, impacted my life. You've been my congregants over these 5 years, but more than that, you've been my study partners in our many classes together, my teachers in what it means to be hospitable, open-hearted, and tirelessly dedicated to one's community. You've been my inspiration in writing so many new Jewish melodies with your loving openness and generosity in letting these melodies become part of our musical culture. And most of all, you have been my family. Your incredible warmth, inviting me into your lives, your special occasions, opening your homes, sharing meals, welcoming my family here, celebrating the events of my life with me, like our Sheva Brachot, the birth of our daughter. These are just a few examples of how Shomrei Torah is so much more than a synagogue community. It is a family, one that I feel honored and blessed to have been a part of for the past 5 years, and one that I will always consider family. Thank you for an amazing 5 years that have shaped me into who I am today and that will guide me on my next chapter. So back to the question I began with. What do you do when you can't find the words? Sometimes it takes a little bit of silence to realize the music that has been there all along. And you are all the music that has been there all along. So thank you all for bringing so much to me and giving me so much in these past 5 years. I want to give a few specific thank yous very briefly. I really wish I could go to every single person right now and thank each and every one of you for the impact you've had on my 5 years here. There's so many of you, but I know that I'll have a chance to do that individually over the next few weeks. I want to particularly thank all of our musicians and our youth, teen, and adult choir members I've worked with over these years, many of whom are here tonight. Thank you for showing up to rehearsals, learning music, lending your voice, lending your excitement, elevating everything that we do here. To our newly formed Sababa band, I can't wait to see where you take the next generation of our music. Our volunteers and lay leaders who so generously give of their time because of their love for this community, thank you for all you do. Our remarkable Shomrei Torah staff, my colleagues who inspire me and are an absolute joy to work with. I'll also be individually thanking you in the weeks to come. I'm way over time, right? One more minute. Okay, one more minute. Rabbi David Helfand has been so much more than just a colleague to me. He's been a dear friend, and I've been calling him Rabbi Helfand from the moment he was a rabbinic intern here because he's so wise and he has so much to share, and I wish him so much luck and so much joy on his new journey, getting married and moving to Atlanta. Hazan Joel Smith, you have an unending knowledge of basically everything. It's such a joy to work with you and be in community with you for the past 5 years. Anytime I have a question about anything esoteric, about Nusach or chanting or the history of anything, I can come to you and you know it, and it's really, really amazing. Cantor Ron Snow of blessed memory, many of you have heard me speak about him many times and what he meant to me, but I just want to say that he taught me more about being a mensch and about being a cantor than I can ever express in words. Speaking of being able to express in words. So his memory lives on through each of us, and there's a Talmudic saying that those who sing in this world will sing in the next. And Cantor Ron Snow has blessed me by visiting me in my dreams multiple times since his passing, and so he really does live on and will always live on. Rabbi Camrus. Okay, Rabbi Camrus, you are truly one of a kind. I'm not even looking at what I wrote because I just, again, the words pouring out, but I know what to say. There is no rabbi like you. Okay, let's just count all the ways. But there are a million, but there's just, I'll list them. There's no rabbi like Rabbi Camrus. What other rabbi, just tell me what other rabbi has snacks in his office so that whenever I'm hungry, which is all the time, he says, Jackie, come on, I'll give you some snacks. What other rabbi? Okay. What other rabbi, when we have a meeting and we have so much to do and we have such limited time and we have so much to plan, takes the time to say, Jackie, how are you? And then we'll spend half an hour being a pastor to me. What other rabbi does that? What other rabbi is willing to, at the last minute in Lecha Dodi, just have me point to him and sing Lecha Dodi and sing his heart out? What other rabbi is able to answer any philosophical or spiritual question that I have at any time and give me something to ponder for days and days and make me feel more connected to God? And finally, what other rabbi can serve as not only a mentor and a colleague, but also my personal rabbi who I've been so grateful to have officiate our wedding and be a part of our lives? I don't think there's any other rabbi, and there will never be another rabbi who holds such a place in my heart. So Rabbi Camrus, thank you for everything. It's been so amazing to work with you. Love you. And I want to just conclude by saying I want to thank my dear, dear, dear beloved family who's here tonight. My husband, Lev, who supported me along this whole journey by my side, just has been the most incredibly supportive and amazing partner. Our baby daughter, Adira, who's here, who's also waving and saying hi to everybody. My mom and my dad and my brother, who've been such amazing supports in my life. Thank you so much. So we're going to continue in our service with the Baruch Hu, asking you to please rise and turn to page 45.
You may be seated. Umaber yom ve'layla, moptim ve'layla, Adonai tzevaot shemo, El chai ve'kayam, tamid yiloch aleinu le'olam va'ed, Baruch ata Adonai, Amari v'aravi. Ahavat olam. Babatecha taseh mimenu l'olamim, Baruch ata Adonai, Ohev amo Yisrael.
We invite up a member of our teen choir, Alex Farasat, who's going to lead us in Shema and Ve'ahavta on page 48.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושבתך וביתך בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם להיות עמדתך ולטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Turning now to Michamocha, page 51. You'll notice many of the melodies tonight are ones that this community has inspired me to write. So you've heard this one. And I invite you to join in singing.
Michamocha Ba'elim Adonai Mi kamocha בקודש נורא תהילות אוסף אליהם נורא תהילות אוסף אליהם. Everybody, here we go. מי כמוך מלכותך ראו בניך מלכותך ראו בניך בוקר היום לפני משה ומרים
מי כמוך באלים אדוני מי כמוך נדע בקודש נורא תהילות אוסף אליהם אוסף אליהם.
זה לי ענו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד לעולם ועד.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני מי כמוך נהדר בקודש נורא תהילות אוסף אליהם אוסף אליהם. מי כמוך באלים אדוני מי כמוך נהדר בקודש נורא תהילות אוסף אליהם אוסף ונאמר כי ודע אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
Inviting up two members of our teen choir, Aviva and Alex, who will lead us in Hashkivenu on page 53.
השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום והעמידנו מלכנו לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום והעמידנו מלכנו לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום והעמידנו מלכנו לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו
Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu v'kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim.
Continuing with Vishamru on page 54.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ.
We rise for Chatzi Kaddish on page 54. Yitgadal v'yitgadash Shmei Rabba Be'alama divra kirutei v'yamnich machutei V'chayecho u'v'yomechon U'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael Bagala bagala U'vizman karim V'yimeru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabba Mevorach Le'alam u'l'alamei alemaya Yitbarach Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitbar V'yitromam V'yitnaseh V'yitadav V'yitalev V'yitalal Shmei Rekucha Berechu Le'ela min kol berchata V'shirata Tushbechata v'nechemata Damiran be'alama V'yimiru Amen. Our silent Amidah begins on page 55, the Hebrew, the English, your own thoughts and prayers.
page 63, Kaddish Shalem. יתקדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברה קהילתי וימליך מלכותי בחי חולים ורחונים חיי תכל בית ישראל בגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך לעלם ולעלמי עלמיה יתברך יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו לעילה מן כה ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעלמא ויאמרו אמן. תתקבל צלותיהון ובאותיהון דכל ישראל קודם ובונדי בשמי ויאמרו אמן. יהי שלום רב מן שמיה וחיים אלוהים וכל ישראל ויאמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ויאמרו amen.
We rise for Kiddush on page 64. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava u'b'ratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh bereshit ki hu yom techila lemikra kodesh zecher letziat Mitzrayim ki banu v'charta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha b'ahava u'b'ratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat.
We remain standing for Aleinu, and we have Jeremy Cameras, who is going to lead the guitar playing for Aleinu. Play the first chord. Play the first chord. Play the first chord. עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חכנו כהם, וגור עלינו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד הארץ ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל ושכינתו זו ככתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא.
אדוני אחד Ushemo, 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 Echad. We remember those yard sites, the 5th of Sivan to the 11th of Sivan, Marlene Ben Noon, Ophelia Bernberg, Anna Bresick, Lawrence Cardoza, Stephanie Clark, Sidney Cooten, Carol Diamond, Irv Dornfeld, Edward Finkel, Evelyn Fox, Zita Friedman, Mark Gale, Izzy Gold, Jay Goldberg, Faye Goldman, Nina Gornitsky, Arthur Greenwald, Jean Grobart, David Horlick, Jesse Johnson, Stanley Klorman, Saul Kopp, Sophie Landis, Louis Lebeau, Gloria Levan, Newton Levin, Morton Lewin, Roselle Lewis, Dale Litzinger, Barney Manalis, Rose Mantell, Helen Rosenfeld, Laura Roth, Louis Sachs, Leonard Shapiro, Machin Shuhed, Alan Schulman, Susan Silverman, Bernard Smolson, Louis Tracer, Maureen Wessler, Ethel Wygod, Gussie Winter, Harold Woolgar, Adelaide Woolgar. Those in mourning and observing yard site, page 67. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah. Be'alma divrach yutei v'amlich malchutei v'chayachon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael ba'agalau v'zman kariv v'imru Amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam omei amai. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shmei d'kudusha b'richu. La'ela min kol berchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata damiran be'alma v'imru Amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Oseh shalom v'imru mav huya aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yishvei tevel v'imru Amen. We promise you that our next Shabbat Under the Stars will not be this long. To all the families who've already left, that just means there's more chocolate for all of us. A reminder, tomorrow morning services at 9:30. Tomorrow evening, we are joining together with Temple Aliyah at Temple Aliyah at 8 o'clock till 12 o'clock. It's going to be in person and also going to be live stream. Can you get to the live stream through our website, Seth? Yes, you can get to the live stream through our website, but come and join us. It's nice to be in person. We have a really wonderful evening, important evening, talking about refugees and the Ukraine war. So that's tomorrow evening, Sunday and Monday, 9:15 services for the holiday of Shavuot, 7:15 on Sunday night on Zoom only. And there will be music up until through Hallel on Sunday and Monday morning, and then no music for the rest of the Torah service. And Musaf Yisker is on Monday, probably somewhere around 11 o'clock Monday morning. So that is Shavuot services. It's dark enough. Let's rise. Last night of the Omer, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sfirat ha'omer, hayom tisha uva-arba'im yom shehem Shiva, Shavuot, LaOmer. Today is the 49th day of the Omer. 7 full, complete weeks. We did it. God willing, we will be back many times together again to count, to celebrate, to share joys and sadnesses, celebrations and moments of goodbye together as a community for many, many years to come. Enjoy our dessert. We are going to sing a final Oseh Shalom, but please help yourself to our wonderful, wonderful repast in celebration of Cantor Jackie Raffi.
Dedicated to Cantor Ron Snow, this is the Oseh Shalom.
Have a seat or go get dessert.
Oseh Shalom composed for Cantor Ron Snow, dedicated to the memory of Cantor Ron Snow, and sung by these amazing musicians and played by these amazing musicians up here. A few thank yous. Very quickly, we want to thank Steve Sachs so much for running our sound tonight and working with such challenging equipment. He really made it work. Thank you so much. We love you. Seth Front, thank you so much for running our live stream. We love you. Thank you to Roma and Alex, Daniel Reichman, who's been a part of our musical family for these last 5 years. It's so amazing to work with you, and we're so blessed and lucky to have you. It's very meaningful to have you here. Lisa and Sly, her baby, are up here. Hazan Joel Smith, Ofer, Jeremy on guitar, joining us for the first time at Shabbat Under the Stars. So great to have you. Kevin, a part of our musical family. Aaron, a part of our musical family. Thank you so much. And Rabbi Cameras on drums. Isabella on drums, actually. Isabella on drums. Aviva, thank you so much for lending your beautiful voice as well. And we are going to conclude with Oseh Shalom. And thank you to our amazing members of our youth choir, Adam and Joseph, who led us in Zamru Yah. Thank you so much also for the beautiful words. They were incredibly touching and meaningful, and for the dessert reception. All those who helped us with the dessert reception. Oseh Shalom for Cantor Snow and for this whole community.
Oseh Shalom, Shalom bimromav, Uyaseh Shalom, Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei Tevel,
May the one who makes peace in the places above also make that peace. Make that peace for us.
Let the peace light the dark. Let it open our hearts. Let it find a way. And we say Amen.
Yaseh Shalom, Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
Sorry.
Yaseh Shalom al kol yoshvei Tevel, ve'imru Amen.
Oseh Shalom, Shalom bimromav, Uyaseh Shalom, Shalom aleinu.
May that peace light the dark. Let it open our hearts. Let it find a way. And we say, Ve'imru Amen.
Thank you so much.